Hi, my name is Brian. Today I'm going to be doing a portfolio course from cybersecurity, the Google course on Coursera. There's going to be a pan of instructions right here. This is just a lab for demonstration. So without further ado, let's get started. So first step they want us to do, you recently discovered a potential security incident that occurred after business hours. They want us to use the login attempts table to retrieve any activity from after 18 military time, which would equate to 6 p.m. here. So let's do that right away. Send this query. So how would we do this? We would do select. The asterisk would indicate all of them, every column from the database, which the database is login attempts, where looking for times after 18 military time, and the column for that is login time. So it would have to be greater than 18 military time as described. Then we always end the query with a semicolon. Here we have all the login times directly after 6 p.m. So these are the login attempts that we should be looking at. Step after that, retrieve login attempts on specific dates. So there's an incident that occurred on a day, which was May 9th, 2022. This step essentially wants us to investigate that day and the day prior. So how would we do that? We go to select, and do the asterisk. We're going to select from the login table still, where the login date is going to be the column that we're going to be looking at. We use the between keyword in SQL. We're going to be comparing two values together, which is going to be the login dates that we're specifying. So it's going to be 2022 May 8th. Lowest value always goes first, and 2022 5/9. Here, as you can see, we have login dates from the May 8th and May 9th. So these are the kinds of databases that we want to be looking at. Next step, retrieve login attempts outside of Mexico. So there's been suspicious activity with login attempts, but we've determined that the attempt actually didn't even originate from Mexico. So they want us to look up queries where Mexico is not even in the question. How would we do that? Do our typical select all from login attempts table, where in this case I'm pretty sure the column is country. Yes, it is country. And we would use the like keyword because they do initialize here. As you can see, we don't have all of US here. We have Mex. So just in case that they do type it out like this, Mexico, Mex, you would use like. Let's see. Like, and then we would do Mexico. Or we would type the sort of like the substring of Mexico. And then we would initialize with this character right here, the percentage, so that anything containing MEX gets eliminated from the query altogether. Then we should get, oh, I messed up. So I accidentally looked up everything in the query that contained Mexico. We want to do the opposite. So we do login attempts where country is not. So we do not first, which essentially inverses whatever we're asking for. So it would be country is like Mexico, MEX with a percentage sign and the query with semicolon. And now we got the complete inverse, and this is what we were trying to do. So all of Mexico would be initialized here. There are no values with Mexico in here. If we just do a quick scroll through, 0 values with Mexico. So we move on to the next step, which is retrieve employees in marketing. I'm going to abandon the login attempts table for now and go on to a different table. I'm going to access the employees table to look up employees that are in the marketing department that also work in the East office. So let's see how that would look like. We would do select, need to capitalize it because these are keywords in SQL, from the employees table. That's what we want. Now we want to see people that work in marketing. So marketing would be equal to, oh, not marketing, I messed it up. The department would be the column here. Then marketing would be the department. As spelled here, there's no initializings from what I know. And they work in the East building. So the column for that would be office. And then that would be equal to, we would actually make it like, because the way that the East are initialized in this example, we want to get everyone in the East building. So it's fair to assume that we could probably initialize this with like, so it would be East. You put the hyphen there just for extra measure. Then it should return everybody in the marketing department with an office in the East building. Then we move on to retrieving employees in finance or sales. The team now needs to perform a different security update on machines for employees in the sales and finance departments. Filters in SQL to create a query that involves all employees in the sales or finance departments. What does that look like? Do you select from the employees table again, where, let's see. So you want both people to be in either the Department of Sales or Finance. So you would do department is equal to sales, or the department is equal to finance. And then the or key in this case would give us results from the department being sales or the department being finance. So if we do the query, we will only get people from finance or sales as the step requested. And lastly, we're going to retrieve all employees that are not in IT or information technology. What does this look like? Once again, select all from the employees table, where I can get it capitalized. So we want people that are not, so the not is going to inverse. We're going to basically ask for people in IT, but the not is going to inverse it like we did in the previous example. So let's see, department, then we would do information technology. We can spell it out because it's not initialized in this column. Then we close the query with the semicolon. As you can see, if we look through, just a quick scroll through the department database, you can see that there's no people in information technology. And this is just a small demonstration of just my understanding of SQL. I tried explaining it through just to get across that I understand SQL. I've been working with this for a little bit, especially inside this course. I'm using the lab from where I actually learned SQL. Other details can be found to the side. There should be a panel for the instructions, as well as side panels that I put on this video for guidance. And this is my portfolio for SQL commands.